Well, folks, we're back now. So, um, uh, so now decided I'll give you a little bit of an update and fill you in on how everything all went with going to the Buffalo Bills versus Denver Broncos game in Orchard Park at New, New, New Era New Era Field in Orchard Park yesterday. And so, like I said in the last vlog and last video we just did, went to see them win 22-3 and managed to see them bring their record up to 8-3, believe it or not. 8 and 3 8 and 3 8 8 8 8 8 and 8 and 3, believe it or not. So far so far so so far so far, yeah. So far, yeah. So I'm pretty much our Scarlet Maple crew had gotten here right up around 11:30 and stuff, roughly, or maybe just little after 11:30 yesterday, and that's pretty much when we had practically had practically got on the road. We did end up making a brief pit stop at Tim Horton's location over between Spencerport Road and Elm Grove Road, right up around the border of Gates, New York, to get a little something. After that, we pretty much got the rest of the way on the road and headed the rest and headed the rest of the way and headed the rest of the way to the game and stuff. Um, uh, the years that me and my dad had gone up until it just got to be too much for him. Earlier in time, we used to like take the thruway, take the New York State thruway, pretty much up to like the Depew Lockport exit, which would be Transit Road. Then after that, we had kind of figured figured a new route, going up to the Pembroke Medina thruway exit, getting off there and taking a little bit of a taking a little bit taking a little bit of a different, more newer route. Well, at first I was assuming that we were probably gonna, not probably, but I was kind of assuming for us yesterday, um, uh, us and the Scarlet Maple crew, and the Scarlet Maple group home crew and stuff yesterday. I had been assuming that we were gonna end up getting off at the Depew Lockport Transit Road exit area. Actually, Actually, no, we did not. We ended up. We ended up. We ended up going. We ended up going. We we ended up. We ended up going. We ended up going a good bit further than that. We ended up going and getting off at exit 56, which was definitely quite a lot closer to the stadium. So we ended up that meant that we ended up, driving by places like Buffalo Galleria Mall and stuff, and and stuff, and once again, we ended up getting off at exit 56, which was definitely quite a lot closer to the stadium, quite a lot closer to New Era Field and stuff. And we ended up parking right over by one of the gas station areas nearby. So I mean, after we once we had gotten parked and stuff, it was a little bit it was a little bit of a hike. The rest of the way up to the stadium, it didn't involve a whole ton of walking to and from, but again, it was a little bit of a hike, but it wasn't too bad. And the area where we ended up sitting at the game yesterday at New Era Field and stuff, we ended up sitting over by over by the west side end zone on the west side of the stadium. And once again, we ended up going to see them win 22-3 and improve their record to, believe it or not, believe it or not, 8-3. And in the first, early on in the game, all that went on scoring wise was just like 2 field goals by the Bills, Buffalo Bills. Then in the second half, after halftime, things got a little bit more interesting. The Bills ended up scoring a couple touchdowns. Broncos scored just 1 field goal, but again, the Bills scored a couple touchdowns throughout the second half, all resulting in the final score being Buffalo Bills 20, Denver Broncos 3, and it all ended like that. So we definitely went to see a much better game this year than we did last year. And I got to tell you, once it came time for us to leave and head back to the van to get on the road to come back, the temperature really started plummeting and really started dropping big time. It really started to get quite freezing. So on our way out, we did do a few good pictures in front of a good bit of the Buffalo Bills statues. I don't know about statues, but in front of some of the different Buffalo Bills in front of some of the different Buffalo Bills signs and stuff, and other Buffalo Bills boards and apparels and stuff, and even the Ralph Wilson statue a little bit.